Good day, Sir Erickson Villasoto. I am Zyrix J. N. Lumantad, the reporter of Group 1 9 Magsaysay of TLE. And I am going to discuss about the Roman architectural design made by our group leader, JC May Rivera, and assisted by our vice leader, Justin Fernandez. And I am the reporter of our group. So today we are going to discuss about the Roman architectural design. First of all, I'm going to show you some brief history of Roman architectural design. Roman architecture developed from Etruscan and Greek architecture. The Romans adopted many of the architectural techniques and elements of the Greeks and Etruscans, but they also developed their own unique architectural design. Roman architecture reached its peak during the imperial period, from the 1st century BC to the 5th century AD. During this time, the Romans built many impressive structures, including the Colosseum, the Parthenon, and the Roman Forum. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Roman architecture continued to influence Western architecture, and many Roman architectural elements, such as the arch and the dome, became fundamental components of Western architecture. So the Roman architecture influenced by Etruscan and Greek architectural design. And they also developed and made their own design of Roman architecture. What are the characteristics and elements of Roman architectural design? The elements of Roman architectural design include points, lines, planes, and volumes, which are the basic building blocks of architecture. These elements can be seen in the form of columns, walls, floors, and ceilings. In Roman architecture, columns are used often to support walls, and ceilings and arcs are used to create vaulted ceilings and domes. So, sa elements of Roman architectural design, ito po ay naglalaman ng points, lines, planes, and volumes, which are the basic building blocks. So, yun po yung mga basic building blocks ng architecture kahit saan pa man. These elements can be seen in the form of columns, walls. So, yung mga elements po na yun ay may kita po natin sa mga walls, floors, ceilings, and other parts of the architectural design. In Roman architecture, columns are often used to support walls, and ceilings and arcs are used to create vaulted ceilings and domes. So yung mga walls, makikita po natin na binubuo ng points and other elements na walls and other floor ceilings ay nakakabuo rin po ito ng iba't ibang parts ng Roman architectural design, such as arcs and vaults and domes. The first is arcs and vaults. The Romans were pioneers in the use of arcs and vaults, which allowed them to create larger open spaces and support heavy structures. Arcs were used extensively in aqueducts, basilicas, triumphal arcs, and other structures. The Romans also experimented with vaults, combining a series of arcs to create curved ceilings or roofs, further expanding the possibilities of interior spaces. So yung arcs and vaults po, yan po yung part ng isang Roman architectural design kung saan expert po yung mga Roman sa paggawa ng part ng isang Roman architectural na arcs and vaults. So yung arcs and vaults po ay yung ginagawa po ng arcs and vaults ay mag-support ng heavy structures such as yung bubong po. Mabigat po yung bubong, so yun po yung ginagawa ng arcs and vaults. And the arcs were used extensively in aqueducts, basilicas, triumphal arcs, and other structures. So yung arcs and vaults po ay marami po siyang pinagagamitan na ibang Roman architectural design. Hindi lamang po sa ibang katulad nito. Marami pa pong ibang mga structures ang kabilang ang arcs and vaults sa Roman architectural design. Number 2 is columns and colonnades. Columns were another essential feature in Roman architecture, adapted from Greek design but often modified to suit Roman aesthetics. Colonnades, a series of columns supporting an entablature, were commonly employed in Roman public spaces, temples, and private buildings, creating a sense of grandeur and continuity. So yung columns po, ito po yung columns. So kung makikita ninyo, Yan po ang columns, were another essential feature in Roman architecture adapted from Greek designs. So, ang columns po ay essential o kailangan ng isang Roman architecture design, and inadapt po nila ito sa mga Greek architectural design, but often modified to suit Roman aesthetics. So, hindi, minsan lang po siya minomodified para maging design po ng isang Roman architectural design. And colonnades, a series of columns. So, yung columns po, yung colonnade naman po, yan po yung series ng columns na supporting an entablature. Ito po yung entablature. Kung makikita po ninyo yan po ang entablature. Entablature were commonly employed in Roman public spaces, temples, and private buildings, creating a sense of grandeur and continuity. So, yung colonnade po na sinusuportahan ng isang entablature ay ginagamit po ito upang masense po ng mga tao yung grandeur o yung pagiging magarbo ng isang Roman architectural design. The third is concrete and brick. The Romans extensively used concrete and brick as primary building materials, allowing for the construction of large, complex structures. Concrete's strength and flexibility enabled the creation of vast interior spaces, while brick was used for decorative purposes and in the construction of walls and other elements. So yung concretes po, yun po yung nagpapatibay ng Roman architectural designs, and ang concretes and bricks ay yun po yung mga primary materials na ginagamit upang mabuo ang Roman architectural designs. Ang pinagkaiba po ng concrete and brick, yung concrete po, yun po yung ginagamit upang mabuo. And then yung brick naman po, yung brick ang parang nagbibigay ng aesthetic o design sa isang Roman architectural design. Parang minodified po siya na concrete na may design. Then, number 4. Monumental structures. Roman architecture is characterized by its monumental structures such as aqueducts, amphitheaters, and public baths. These buildings were designed to showcase the power and grandeur of the Roman Empire and when often adorned with intricate decorations and sculptures. So sa number 4 po, alam naman po natin na nung sinauna pa lamang po na Roman period po, mahilig po silang gumawa ng mga structural na monuments katulad ng mga monumento ni Julius Caesar. Yun po yung madalas na ginagamit po nila sa pag-design ng Roman architectural design. So yun po yung mga monumental structures po ay nilalagay lamang po sa mga public places o pan-design o pang-akit sa mga tao. Sa number 5 naman po, Classical Greek Architectural Orders. The Romans adopted the Classical Greek Architectural Orders with a preference of the Corinthian style, which was characterized by its fine detail and size. This adoption gave many Roman buildings a distinctly Greek appearance throughout the empire. So, makikita naman po talaga natin na inadopt po talaga ng Roman Empire or ng Roman architectural design ang Greek architectural design with a preference for the Corinthian style ng Greek architectural design. So, number 6, visual records of events. The Romans developed new methods of displaying visual records of events such as the battle scenes on Trajan's Column. These visual narratives serve as a means of commemorating important events and achievements. So, kasama rin po sa Roman architectural designs ay yung mga paglililok o pagdodrawing ng mga historical events o fights na nangyari throughout of Roman period. So, ito po yung Doric order of Roman architectural design, and then this is the Ionic order of an architectural design. Roman architecture is known for its use of arcs, vaults, and domes. So, kaganina ko pa po sinasabi, na Roman architectural design ay kilala po sila sa paggawa ng Roman architectural designs gamit ang arcs, vaults, and domes. At yung kanila pong arcs and domes and vaults ay often po na symmetrical po yung dalawa para po siyang bubong ng isang bahay. Ganun po yung Roman architectural design. Roman buildings often have a rectangular plan with a central axis and they're often symmetrical. So makikita naman po natin na ah, sa Doric and Ionic order na symmetrical po, kung makikita po natin, mas magiging symmetrical po sila kapag nabuo po yung picture dyan. So, the facade of a Roman building is typically divided into 3 horizontal zones. So, sa bawat Roman architectural design po ay mahati daw po ito sa horizontal. So, ano nga ba yung horizontal? Alam naman po natin yan. Ito po ay ang base, middle, and top. The base is usually made of rusticated masonry, which is stone that is cut with rough, irregular surfaces. The middle zone is usually made of smooth ashlar masonry, which is stone that is cut with flat, even surfaces. The top zone is usually decorated with ornamental elements such as cornices, friezes, and pediments. Common structures, examples, and parts. Common structures: basilicas, aqueducts, bathhouses, temples, amphitheaters. Famous examples: the Colosseum, the Parthenon, the Forum of Trajan, the Baths of Caracalla. Distinctive parts: arcs utilities extensively for their ability to distribute weight efficiently. Domes allowed for expansive interior spaces and architectural creativity. Marble veneers used to enhance the appearance of structures. Ito po yung mga similarities and influences of the Roman architectural design and in other designs. Ang Roman architectural design po ay marami silang na-impluwensyahan sa paggawa o paggamit ng kanilang mga architectural designs. Ito po ay ang paggamit ng arcs, vaults, and domes sa kanilang mga architectural design. Ang kanilang mga na-impluwensyahan po ay ang mga era ng Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque architecture. Ang tatlo pong mga era na ito ay na-impluwensya ng Roman architectural design na gumamit ng arcs, vaults, and domes sa kanilang mga architectural design upang mas mapaganda at maging aesthetic po ang kanilang mga architectural design. The classical orders of architecture, which were developed by the Greeks and Romans, have also been widely adopted in Western architecture. So, yung mga architectural po na dinevelop ng Greeks and Romans ay talaga naman pong tumatak at ginaya ng mga bansa sa Western and other parts of the world. The factors affecting the design is culture, faith, and function, and etc. So, yung mga factors po sa paggawa ng kanilang design ay nakabase po sa kanilang kultura, sa function, o kung ano po yung mga utilities na magagamit sa kanilang architectural design at sa kanilang mga paniniwala. So, ang paggawa po nila ng kanilang architectural design ay nakabase sa kanilang paniniwala o yung kultura nila at kung paano nila po gagamitin ang kanilang ginawang architectural design. So doon po sila bumabase upang magawa at maging mas maayos ang kanilang Roman architectural design. Kasi sino pa naman po ang gagawa ng isang architectural design kung wala naman po itong utility o walang function. At lahat naman po siguro ng mga architectural design ay may kitaan po natin na influence na kanilang kultura o ng kanilang paniniwala tungkol sa kanilang mga Diyos o kung ano-ano pa man ng kanilang pinaniniwalaan. Materials used in structures. Roman architects used a variety of materials in their structures, including stone, brick, concrete, and marble. Stone was used for the structural elements of buildings such as columns, walls, and arcs. Brick was used for non-structural elements such as infill panels and decorative elements. Concrete was used for structural elements such as vaults and domes and for non-structural elements such as floors and walls. Marble was used for decorative elements such as columns, friezes, and pediments. So yun po yung mga materials na often na ginagamit ng Roman architectural design. So, ang unang-una po talaga natin makikita dito ay ang concrete. So, sino nga po ba ang makakagawa ng isang architectural design kung hindi po ito gagamit ng concrete? And marble. Ang marble po ay yan po yung mga nagbibigay ng design o nagpapaganda sa concrete, brick, and sa kung ano pa po part ng ating Roman architectural design. So, yun lamang po ang aming report at sana po ay naging maayos po ang aming reporting at ito lamang po at maraming salamat. Group 1, 9 Magsaysay, Cyrix J. and Lumantad. Ito po ang aming reporting. Maraming salamat po.